Hello students, today we're going to do a quick review on proportions. When we are creating a proportion, we know that it is a ratio equals another ratio. So I can say this is ratio number 1 and this is ratio number 2. These two ratios then create a proportion. When we are writing these proportions, or these ratios, I apologize, I know that I'm going to choose unit 1 over unit 2 is equal to unit 1 over unit 2. So here we have a word problem so that we can do a quick review. Here it says, if you can buy 1 can of pineapple chunks for $2, then how many cans can you buy with $10? Well, the first thing I want to do is annotate. I know that they told me I can buy 1 can of pineapple chunks for $2. And they want to know how many can I buy for $10. That keyword is how many can you buy, right? Now that I have annotated my question, I am going to go ahead and figure out my units. Well, this told me 1 can, so can is 1 unit, and $2 is another, and $10 is another. So I'm going to go ahead and choose can over dollar amount. Now that I have wrote my 2 units out, I know that now I can write my 2 ratios. Well, my first ratio, it says that every 1 can is going to cost $2. And they want to know if I had $10, how many cans can I buy? So I'm going to go ahead and put the 10 where there's dollars. And I'm going to put an X for cans because I do not know how many cans I can buy with $10 yet. We know that when we are solving proportions, we can go ahead and butterfly. So I'm going to go ahead into a clean piece of paper and we're going to go ahead and work this problem out. Well, I know the first step in solving my proportion is I want to go ahead and butterfly. So I'm going to go ahead and butterfly. Create my little butterfly. My pretty butterfly. So I know that 1 times 10 equals 2 times x. So first thing I did was write my equation. Once I wrote my equation, now I can go ahead and solve for x, for that's my variable. So 1 times 10 is going to give me 10 equals 2x. Well, now I need to solve for that x. And to get that x alone, this is saying 2 times x. So I'm going to go ahead and do the opposite operation of multiplication. That's division. So I'm going to go ahead and divide 2 on each side. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So I have x is equal to 5. But that's not my final answer. They want to know, I have to make sure that I include my units. So my answer would be 5 cans. So if I have $10, I would be able to purchase 5 cans. So let's go ahead and try one on your own now. Alright, so in this question it says 1 jar of crushed ginger costs $2. How many jars can you buy for $4? So go ahead and pause this video and try to work it out yourself first. Once you work it out, then you can go ahead and play it and see if we get the same answers. Okay, so the first thing I went ahead and did was annotate my paper. They asked me, how many jars can you buy for $4? Some important information that they gave me was, let's see if we can get this orange, was that for 1 jar, the ginger costs $2. They want to know how many jars can I get for $4. So I'm going to go ahead and set up first my units. I know that jars would go at the top and cost would go at the bottom. Before I can even start setting up my proportion on my ratios, I must first set up my unit ratio, which is jars over cost. Then I can continue by setting up my proportion. Well, we said that jars were going to go to the top, so the first one we have was 1 jar. And then my cost for 1 jar was $2. The next thing they told me, they wanted to know how many jars I have, so I don't have any jars at the top yet, but I do have a cost of $4. So I can go ahead and plug in a variable. I'm going to go ahead and plug in X. And then I'm going to go ahead and solve this proportion. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and butterfly it. After I'm done butterflying, I'm going to go ahead and write my equation. Well, I have 1 times 4 because they're in the same butterfly. You see that? How they're in the same butterfly? And now these two are in the same butterfly. So I'm going to go ahead and write equals 2x. Well, I can go ahead and solve my 1 times 4, which is 4, equals 2x. Well, I'm trying to get my variable x all by itself. So what I can do is do the opposite operation of multiplication, which is division. I can divide 2 on each side. 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. But that's not my final answer. They want to know what is the jars, right? So my answer is 2 jars. If you have any questions, go ahead and write them down and you can let me know later.